Hi everybody, welcome back. It's August 22nd, 2022, and we're back on Mars in the Curiosity Rover. The Curiosity Rover caught so many things that people have not seen. And I was going to say I don't understand why that's so, but I guess I do. It's all part of keeping everything secret. And yet, these things are not that secret, right? I mean, I found them. It's available to everybody. Now, this is a Gigapan picture, and Gigapan has some sort of a relationship with NASA. I don't know exactly what it is. Yet, the majority of the Gigapan pictures of Mars are obfuscated. They're messed up. You can't see. And in fact, I think even this one is now also messed up. You can't zoom in on it like we used to be able to. And this is the problem. I have found over the past couple of years that at least 15 pictures I've used have been either removed from the archives or messed up so bad that you can't get anything out of it. So I like to resist saying where these things come from because too many have disappeared and too many have been messed up. And I think 15 is a conservative number. This is a vessel that we're looking at here, this entire butte, and that's not unusual, right? We've seen some buttes before, just recently, in fact, that very clearly show that these aren't actually buttes. They are the remains of vessels that have come down at some point in the past on Mars, and they came down in very large numbers in this entire area where Curiosity Rover is roving. And in fact, there's nothing here that is not man-made, and I think probably even the sand, if it's not color by numbers sand that NASA puts in, but even the sand is metallic, I think, because everything around is metallic, and sand is a result of erosion from what's in the area, and some might blow in, but not that much. This is the weirdest looking thing right here. Looks like there's some sort of a craft on the left here, and on top the remains of something. I don't know what it is. It's all remains, of course. And then in the background is something sticking up there. It's a really cool looking. It's just a piece of something that's eroded over time, and it's just left that much there. Now, erosion. Erosion on Mars is a lot different than erosion on Earth, because up there we only have wind and gravity, right? There's no moisture, there's nothing, no rain, no freezing rain, that kind of thing. So really the only thing that breaks this stuff down is time and wind and maybe solar radiation. Now this vessel here along the side of it is a bunch of glowing orbs. These are, I don't know what they are, where they came from, what they're doing. I have no idea, but they are here. And there's many of them throughout these pictures here. And in the background there, behind these little white dots that you're seeing, are the deck levels of the vessel that came down. This is something we've seen over and over, and I don't really display it that well in this particular video, but that's what that is. We'll have more on that coming. But here they are. They're just sitting around here, and some are different colors. Most of them are white. We've seen a few that are kind of yellow, and we've also seen some red ones like this one right here on the right hand side. What are they? I just they're just these balls of light hanging around. Are they also vessels or crafts? Are there people on the inside of those things? I don't know. It's definitely sphere shaped though. No question about it. They are round and they glow. So that's an orb, right? Yeah. And they not only hang out, they have a tendency to hang out in shady areas. Not always, but frequently they're tucked in little crevices or little notches somewhere. Again, it makes them even that much stranger, the way they hide themselves away. Very, very peculiar. Are these the souls of the people that, some of the souls of the people that died in this calamity? I don't know. Now here's a vessel, a little ship, a little craft that has an engine sticking up in the back, and we've seen that before. They have several instances of these over the last couple of years. It's a little fighter jet type size, right? And if you notice on the ground, all the gold colored stuff, that's all hull material. And right here are a bunch of more of these dots, and dots, orbs, I forget what to call them, but yeah, orbs. And you can just see on this little group of them here, now obviously these ones aren't tucked away, but in this little group you can just see the shadow underneath each one of them, or most of them. So, you know, that's one way to know that it's they're actually here. And also here's this another red one that's glowing so brightly that it's illuminating the material that it's next to. Very, very bright. And we've actually seen different shapes of these things, not in this area, but we'll get back to that some other time. But here are these buttes, and every butte that you see is downed vessels, downed craft, usually multiple piled up on top of each other. I don't know how they got this way, but all this stuff came down out of the sky on the same day, millions of years ago. And you know, one of the reasons I want to show these pictures, I recently did a video called This Makes Everything Else Possible. And it does. This stuff here shows you that ET is out there. This is tangible evidence. This is real stuff. Okay, you can't call it pixels or blocking or whatever you want to call it. These things are actually here. Granted, they're millions of years old, but there's still life on Mars, and lots of it. And I'll continue to show that. Here's another triangular vessel, a little tiny one. These things, these triangles are so prevalent in all of these pictures. Now we're at the other end of this butte, and you can see some off on the left-hand side going back there. And we got a couple things up here. There's this thing right obvious right up on top, and on the very end of this butte, on the left-hand side of it, is something else sticking out, which we'll come back to that. But it's amazing the picture that they originally sent us. You know, that's just so one color fits all. This heavy orange, you know, pinkish tint filters, just so hard to get through. So I spent all my time, well, not all my time, but I'm just trying to bring this stuff back to a more believable color, something that's you know, not just so completely wiped out where the sky is the same color as the ground. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I don't know what this thing is. It looks like some kind of a vessel. Kind of scary looking. It's all opened up on the left-hand side of it. Up on top of this butte, you can see the front end on the very top of a triangular vessel. That's just the front of it, all decimated, sticking out there. More hull material. This is all debris. You know, we don't always know what it is exactly, but there are plenty of instances where we do know. And here's a bunch of debris just sticking out the side of the butte. This is common on all the buttes. There's just all kinds of junk sticking out all the time. And same thing here. This looks like something that was broken off and just torn off and just left there. All sorts of junk. Look at all this stuff all over. Yeah. And every butte in every picture represents something different. You'll see something different in every one of them, but they all have the same stuff, right? The vessels, the remains of vessels, all kinds of evidence like this. This is a bunch of debris here. You can see a big piece of hull on the left-hand side that was just torn off. And then these other things in the middle, just some kind of debris. I don't know what they are. Very interesting looking. Certainly not rocks. Yep, it's here's a nice big piece of something, kind of a square shape that was torn off and hollowed out partly. You can tell it's machinery. It's obviously not natural. Here's another on the left hand upper is another squared off, sort of a square pillar looking thing broken up. And then this other thing with these you know, missile shaped things on top. There's one on the left and another one on the right, and they're mounted on something that is triangular in shape. That must be, most likely is the remains of another triangular vessel. And this is just an example of the ugly color that they bring to us, right? I'm just trying to make it seem believable. When everything is orange pink, you know, it's just stupid. Another separate part of these buttes, different ones in the background there. Obviously a big vessel sticking up right in the very end. The front end of it's broken off. And then dead center, just slightly to the left, are two triangular vessels that are just sticking out a little bit. You just see the front ends of them. And again, they're kind of torn up. And also on the left-hand side, coming in from 9 o'clock position, is another orb just tucked in there, just sitting there. I sure wish I knew what these things were. A lot of large debris. Looks like much of it's getting ready to fall down. So yeah, Mars has a lot of stuff on it, and everything I'm showing you here is all ancient and destroyed. But there are cities on Mars, vast cities. We'll come back to those someday. I'm very interested in the moon right now, but these are important to show, to let people know that anything is possible, right? This is all here. Now look at this thing sticking out, and right, you see the glowing orbs above them, and on the one on the right, there's something hanging above that. It looks like it could possibly be attached, but it looks like it's just hanging in the air below that orb. See it? What is that? It could be attached, but I'm not sure. And you notice the thing on the right hand side with the, looks like a face and a cigarette coming out and an eyeball, like a cartoon depiction. This is not unusual. And I could be mistaken. Maybe that's not what it is, but that's what it looks like to me. And we've seen all sorts of this kind of stuff throughout these pictures of the buttes. And in fact, in the beginning sequence of my beginning of every video, the last picture that comes up, you see something that looks like it has eyes. I didn't put those eyes on it. I did make it wink, wink, but I didn't put the eyes on it. It was there. And, you know, Finding Waldo and Friends, colorized. You need to go see that. I wanted to redo that video. I went back to the archive to get better pictures, and it's no longer, it's available, but they've messed it up. I can't do better than what I've already have. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you liked it. See you soon.